Good morning, students. Yet another topic on issue of shares. This is forfeiture and reissue of part of the shares issued at par and premium. That means not all the shares are reissued. Whatever we are forfeiting, we are not reissuing all the shares. Suppose we forfeit 1000 shares, but we reissue less than 1000 shares. In such situation, how to calculate capital reserve is the most important because journal entries are more or less same. The issue of shares can be at par or can be at premium. A reissue, that also we know that can be at par, premium or at discount. Let's understand this all with an example. First of all, to understand that, two terms you have to know. One is fully called up and one is fully paid up. Fully called up means how many how many calls have been made. How many calls have been made, that means fully called up. And fully paid up means total par value. It is nothing but the total par value. Fully paid up means par value. Let's understand with this our sum. Again, capital reserve formula is there, which we will be using this formula while doing the sum and finding out the capital reserve. For sake of simplicity, I follow the first formula that is more easy to understand and more logical. Forfeiture credit balance, when we have forfeited the shares, divide by total shares forfeited, multiply by number of shares reissued. We get one figure. With that, whatever we are at the time of reissue, we are debiting the forfeiture debit balance, that we subtract. That will be the value of capital reserve. Remember, capital reserve is used when forfeiture profit is there and that profit is to be closed, being a nominal profit, because forfeiture is a nominal account, it needs to be closed in the capital reserve to be shown under reserves and surplus. There are some more formulas that you can see over here. Reissue of the forfeited shares issued at premium. This is the sum. Asset Limited 50,000 equity shares they have issued. Payable as follows: ₹1 per share on application, 2 on allotment, along with premium of ₹2. On first call, ₹3 per share, and on second and final call, ₹4 per share. So it is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and ₹2 in the allotment. Ayan was allotted 1000 shares. Ayan, a shareholder who was allotted with 1000 shares. Give journal entries relating to the forfeiture and reissue of shares, and also prepare the balance sheet as on 31st March 2018. In each of the following alternative cases. They are all separate sums, 3 different sums, case 1, case 2, case 3, 3 different sums. Let's do the first one. Ayan failed to pay the second and final call. He has paid till first call and his shares are forfeited. And ₹600 of his shares were reissued at ₹10 each, fully paid up. Means we have reissued the shares considering as if it's a fully paid up shares. Means at par, reissue, the capital will be transferred at reissue at ₹10 only, but the money which we are getting per share at the time of reissue is also 10. First of all, recap of our forfeiture entry which is required over here. Journal entry is same, share capital account debit, 2 call scenario, 2 share forfeiture. Only the figures which we have to write in this chapter. So 1000 into 10, that is 10,000 rupees. Call scenario, how much people have not given? 4,000. And share forfeiture, how much people have given extra? That means they have given till your first call. 6 rupees they have given, 1 rupees on application, 2 rupees on allotment, and 3 rupees on first call. Remember, we have received security premium reserve, that's why it is not being debited. Share capital account was debited with called up value. Company has called 10 rupees, so it is always called up value. So 10,000. When we are reissuing the shares, we have reissued at rupees 10 as fully called up. Fully called up means this is 10 rupees at par value. How many shares we have reissued? 600. So this is the entry. 600 into 10 bank account 6,000 to share capital 6,000. Now we need to transfer the nominal account of profit, that is the forfeiture. We need to transfer in capital reserve this 6,000. So when we are transferring this 6,000 in capital reserve, it is like this: share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve. In this sum, there is hardly any in this sum there is hardly any debit. There is no debit in share forfeiture, and that is why capital share, this is written as share forfeiture account debit. Share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve. So it is share forfeiture to capital reserve. This is our case 1's journal entries. Entire money has not gone into the share forfeiture to capital reserve. Why? Because we have not reissued the entire number of shares. This is the very important part of this sum. We have reissued only 1,000, only out of 1,600 shares. So our formula: share forfeiture credit 6,000 divided by number of shares forfeited. Total number of shares forfeited 1,000 into 600. 600 is the number of shares which we have reissued. We got 3,600 over here, and there is no debit because 10 rupees shares, we have got 10 rupees only, so there is no loss on issuing of the shares. So there is no debit in share forfeiture, so nothing subtracted, 0 subtracted. That means the value is coming 3,600. This 3,600 is transferred to capital reserve. Let's see our balance sheet for this case 1. Case 1 balance sheet. Authorized issued is same. Subscribed capital 49,600. Why? 50,000 shares company have reissued. Company have issued. 1,000 shareholders company has forfeited, so it became 49,000. Again 600 reissued, so 49,000 plus 600, 49,600 reissued as fully paid up, rupees 10 each. So 4,96,000, 49,000 into 10 and 600 into 10, 4,96,000. Add share forfeiture. This is the amount left in the share forfeiture account. It is nothing but that 6,000 minus 3,600, 2,400 that is left. That will be added over here. 4,98,400. Reserves and surplus 50,000 into 2 because everyone has paid the security premium reserve value, that is 1 lakh, and capital reserve is 3,600. That is the amount of the share forfeiture which we have transferred to capital reserve of those share forfeited shares which are reissued. That is only coming over here. And this 2,400 were those forfeited shares which were not reissued. Now we will do case 2. Let's read case 2. Case 2 is saying that Ayan has failed to pay the first call, and on his subsequent failure to pay the second and final call, his shares were forfeited. And 600 of his shares were reissued at rupees 8 per share. That means we are reissuing at discount, but as fully called. Fully called means we have made a call till second call because he has not paid the second call also. So we made till second call means 10 rupees again. So our journal entry for share forfeiture, share capital account debit 1,000 into 10, all the shares we are forfeiting. Ayan has not paid the first call also and second call also. So 3 rupees and 4 rupees, 7 rupees he has not paid. To share forfeiture, the amount which he has paid is 3,000. You may argue, sir, they have paid security premium reserve also. But as they have paid security premium reserve, we don't have to debit it. And that's why we are not writing in the profit also. That remained in our security premium reserve. Bank account, then when we are reissuing the shares, 600 shares, 4,800, 600 into 8 rupees per share. The loss was 2 rupees per share. Why? Because 10 rupees shares we have reissued at 8. So 2 rupees loss. 1200 is share forfeiture. And share capital, the amount fully called 3600 into 10. Share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve. You notice 3000 rupees was the credit of forfeiture divided by number of shares we have reissued, 1000, in number of shares we have forfeited, that is 1000, into number of shares reissued, that is 600, minus 1200, which is nothing but the debit of share forfeiture. Debit, this debit value, debit of share forfeiture is 1200 that we have written over here. This debit of share forfeiture that we have subtracted. Then the value is coming 600. Share forfeiture to capital reserve 600. See, dear students, if you can do with one more formula of share forfeiture, it is number of shares reissued 600 into the value which you have received, that is 3 rupees, and the value which you have not received, that is 2 rupees. That means 2 rupees was the loss, this 2 rupees which you have not received, and the total value which you have received at the time when you have issued the shares is 3 rupees, excluding the premium value over here, because premium we have not debited. 3 rupees. So 1 rupee per share is the profit. 600 into 1 number of shares reissued was 600 into 1 600. You can do any ways of the formulas as per your wish. Next, case 3. Ayan failed to pay the allotment, failed to pay the first call, and on his subsequent failure to pay the second and final call, his shares were forfeited. That means only Ayan has paid out of the shares allotted to him, that is 1000 shares. He has only paid 1000 rupees. So 1000 into 600, 1000 into 1, that only he has paid 1000 rupees he has paid. He has not paid 9 rupees per share. That is, his calls in area should have been 9. Yes. And he has paid only 1 rupee. That means his calls in share forfeiture should be 1000. But we have written over here, instead of 9000, 11,000. Why? Because share allotment, at the time of share allotment, there was security premium reserve which was due and he has not paid. So what he has not paid due is now being cancelled. So security premium reserve due is being cancelled, debited. That's why our calls in arrear is also increasing by the same amount of 2000. So it is becoming 9 plus 2, 11,000. We have reissued these shares at 13 rupees per share. And how many we have reissued? 600. So 600 into 13. It is a profit at what we have reissued, 10 rupees shares at 13. So to security premium reserve again 1800. Share forfeiture account debit is 600 again. Let's see how 600 is coming. 1000 rupees was the share forfeiture credit. This one. Then 1000 rupee, 1000 number of shares we have forfeited, and 600 is the number of shares we have reissued, and there is no loss. So it is coming 600. Let's see the balance sheet of this one. Case 3 balance sheet. 5 lakhs that is issued. Company has issued 49,000, 50,000, 1,000 cancelled, and 600 reissued. At par only we have to write over there 4,96,000. Share forfeiture value still remain, that is 600. 1,000 was the total forfeiture credit. 600 we have utilized in capital reserve. 400 shares we have not reissued. That value is written over here. Reserves and surplus 49,000 into 2, because 2,000 rupees we have reduced of the shares which we have forfeited, because we have not paid the allotment also. Allotment was including with premium. And 600 shares when they have reissued, that was reissued at rupees 3 premium. 600 into 3, 1800. 49,000 into 2, that is 98,000 plus 1800 is 99,800. And capital reserve is 600, which we have just now passed the journal entry. So 99,800 plus 600, that is 1 lakh That is nothing but how much? That is 1,04,00,000 is our amount of reserves and surplus which will be transferred into the balance sheet. Now we have one more thing is there. This balance sheet is also there. This is the balance sheet for the second sum, more or less similar. You can do it. Your homework, asset limited, this sum is there, and this is your homework. Hope you have understood, and please write about it, comment on it, etc. Thank you. And so I stop my video over here. Thank you.